Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now let's get straight up into it. Your boy Deontay Wilder, WBC heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder, knocks out Gerald Washington via a fifth round KO. Right? So that's pretty big, pretty huge. It was a wonderful night of boxing, matter of fact. But my boy Deontay Wilder coming back off that injury, it was good to see how he's going to work out, how this was going to work out. And listen, what's good about this is the opponent, Gerald Washington, 239 pounds, 6'6", chiseled 18 and 0, one draw, 12 KOs, right? This is the kind of dude that Deontay Wilder had to deal with. Now, after the fact, he will be called a bum. He will be called, he wasn't experienced or whatever, right? But he gave Deontay Wilder all he could handle in those first few rounds. Those first 4 rounds, I gave the first one even. I gave the next two to my boy Washington, and I gave the fourth one even, right? And that's just me because just because the guy who's supposed to be winning is not winning, I don't normally, just because he gets hit in one round, I don't give it to the other guy because the guy who's supposed to win got hit. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. Like Floyd Mayweather doesn't get hit often. So most of the times when he gets touched by anyone, we consider that the other guy won the round, right? Even to Shane Mosley, when Shane Mosley clipped him in round 2, had him totally hurt. People who really watched that round, towards the end of that round, Floyd Mayweather is walking Shane Mosley down, right? So just because the guy gets hit in the round doesn't mean that he's lost the round, right? So, but I'm going to say Gerald Washington had Deontay on that jab. He was jabbing Deontay, making him feel the power and the weight difference, because this is what a lot of people don't know when they look at Deontay. He's 6'7", but he's only 220. He was 222 yesterday, fighting a guy at 239. That's 17-pound difference, guys. Right? So when that 239 dude, chiseled, strong athlete, puts a jab up on you, Deontay was moving. He was getting moved back. So this guy gave him something that he can handle. I personally was interested in seeing how that right hand was going to work. Was he going to be tentative? I noticed he wasn't trying to let them hands go early, which is a good sign for me. That means he's paying attention, trying to get his defense together, which we still see major flaws in that defense. He is going to get clipped eventually, right? But my question for the getting clipped eventually is, who the hell was it? You know what I'm saying? If it ain't Mayweather, he all got beat. All our boxers, all our favorite boxers of all time, or your present favorite boxers, haven't won all their fights, right? Most of the time. So there's going to be somebody who's going to be their kryptonite. And Deontay Wilder is no different, right? But to be able to knock out a 230-pound, 239-pound man with the right hand that you just came off of surgery, a short right hand, by the way, is not bad. So the guy is he's 38-0 with 37 knockouts now, regardless, right? We're going to also, I haven't, let me be honest with you guys, I'm late to the party with this, right? I haven't watched any post-fight interviews or anything like that. I have seen one or two uploaders, right? But I normally don't want any infos before I come to you guys so it can be unadulterated, clear, what I think, and nothing else coming in, not influenced by any other infos. So it might be some things going down that is not in this video that I'll come to later. I might address this fight at one more time. But as of now, I feel that was a decent performance for Deontay. Few things we saw, he was a little bit, they showed that he has deficiencies in the defense, but he was fighting a big guy, his same size, and a heavier guy. So after the fact, we will say put him in the group of opponents from Wilder that we're going to call a bum or not that good. And to those people, let's get it straight from right now, because I'm really sick of hearing about opponents of these fighters, right? Especially heavyweights. Let's do it, because it's not going to take long. Let's all find out who are not the bums, because that list is shorter, right? That list is shorter. So we're saying that I would assume that the guys that are not bums are the guys that are title holders, be it Joseph Parker, WBO, right? What do we think about Joseph Parker? Well, probably some people would say he hasn't fought anybody, but I think he got Carlos Takam, Andy Ruiz on his ledger, right? And he's fighting 6 times a year. But we would probably say he's not the goods, right? But he has a title, so let's say he's not a bum. Vladimir Klitschko, Anthony Joshua are going to fight for the WBA and the IBF, right? Let's assume they're not bums, right? But if the loser of that fight, right? If it's Klitschko, what are we going to say? Well, Klitschko's washed up. He's past it, right? We know that. We're saying it already. If Joshua loses to Klitschko, we're going to say, well, he finally fought somebody who's fighting back and has a little experience. Who he's fought up until then was nobody. That's what we're going to say about him. So he was inexperienced. But we're going to still assume they're not bums. So that's 3. So the other one left is Deontay Wilder. Can't fight himself. And I'm going to just put the boogeyman in there, Ortiz. So we got 4 or 5 fighters. Right? We can't put Povetkin in there no more. The man just can't seem to not dope. So everyone else is bums. If you let people tell it, because a Carlos Takam will be a bum, a Hughie Fury is going to be a bum, the Brazils and the Washingtons of the world, they're going to be bums. Guys, it's ridiculous, right? Anybody in the sanctioned bodies in the top 15s aren't a bum, whether we know them or not, right? They're not bums. Anybody, I would say, in the top 30s, they're not bums. Everyone's not going to fight. Those top 2 or 3 are the only people that I haven't seen be called bums. And right now, even they would be too. Not bums, but they'll be like, hey, well, he's old. He's not experienced. We're never satisfied with the opponent. You can't fight. The 1 and the 2 can't fight every week, right? So there's going to be some people who are not considered upper echelon or elite. It's supposed to be that way. But a guy 6'6", 239 pounds without a gram of fat on him and boxing skills is just simply not a bum, period. So what Deontay accomplished last night was something not bad at all. I'm not going to say it's the greatest thing in the world, but it's not bad at all because the man is 38-0 with 37 knockouts, the WBC champion of the world, right? And waiting to unify. Can't get no better than that if you ask me. So let's see what happens going forward. And I don't think he fought a bum last night. I think he did what he had to do. He was able to get him up out of there. That's decent. Let's see what the other guys are talking about and what the press is talking about. I don't know, but I know this. We're probably going to diminish who his opponent was. That's probably the way we're going to go with this. But that's not the cloth in which I'm made of. Right? We're talking objectivity here, baby. Doing sports talk worldwide, and I'm up out of here.